we go. Oh, I just need to pull this back. Big thing in my face. I mean, this. Okay. I know I am. I need music. Do the music again. Welcome to the Talk Sip. I'm your host, Alisa Bowens-Mercado. Each Thursday, I join you to talk arts, culture, music. We do a little politics. We talk about relationships and much, much more. Well, today I have two very special guests here with me, and I am glad I can call them friends. We are going to be talking about what's going on at the Citywide Open Studios. It's a month-long arts festival that it's the single largest concentration of exhibiting artists in Connecticut. And we all know that Connecticut has some great artists here. So to promote and to discuss the diverse and unifying celebration of arts and their work, I have special guest Eleanor Slomba, Verge. We have Art Open. I mean, you've got a lot of hats, Eleanor, but we'll
executive producer of Citywide Open Studios today.
That's right. And then a great friend here, Randy McCrae, production manager of Citywide Open Studios, representing Art Space also. So, ladies, welcome to the Talk Sip.
Thank you
folks,
so much.
Yes, it's so good to have you. Folks, sit back, relax as we serve you up a tasty mix of talk radio. It is absolutely 5 o'clock somewhere, and you are listening to the Talk Sip. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. Very exciting.
This is so exciting. So now this is, we have summer. We say, okay, summer is the time for openings and arts, and people want to be outside. There's things, moving and happening. But Art Space has been, are we going on 21 years?
This will be the 21st year for Citywide.
That's amazing. And Eleanor, bring our viewers and our listeners kind of back a little history of Art Space and your connection and your role.
Well, Citywide Open Studios is coming up in October. Every year, for 21 years now, it has brought artists in the most democratic way possible to show their work alongside each other. And that's been very intrinsic to the mission of Art Space to support contemporary working, living artists. And we all know how many challenges they can have. And this is a support platform, really, to share their work with each other, with the very broad public, and curators who come through, people who write about art and are in a position to open doors for the artists who are checking out their work.
Exactly. And, this is, as an artist, as a dance artist, there are so many amazing people here in the city that I've seen personally for years, displaying, or from the person that's in a gallery to the person that literally walks down the street with his or her portfolio.
It's dazzling, isn't it?
It's beyond dazzling. It's and it's diverse, and there's so many different demographics, and so it's amazing that Art Space is actually able to really get this out to the masses. It's all artists welcome.
And there's a number of different weekends that focus on different parts of the city, different aspects. Would you like
Randy, production manager of Citywide Open Studios, welcome, my friend.
Thank you.
Yes. And if you can tell our listeners and our viewers your role and in Art Space.
So wear many hats as well. So I met Eleanor about a little over a year ago now. We were working on another project together, so she was gracious enough to reach out to me to assist her with this project.
Very nice collab.
Yes, absolutely. So my role is really to help with the production end of it. That's connecting with artists, supporting them, getting their profiles up, registering for the different weekends.
People can volunteer.
Okay. They can get involved in many different ways. What we are also doing right now is really pushing to recruit artists, to expand the diversity of artists that are participating in Citywide Open Studios.
Okay.
So one of the ways that we've been doing that is there's private studios weekend. And
Okay.
so
What's that like? Is that different artists? Is it open to artists to go into private studios?
Yeah, so different studios can open their space for the weekend. There'll be studios open in Westfield, and there are other studios open across the city. And those studios can open their doors for the day, and they will get exposure via the online website and the directory book that will be handed out. So there'll be bike tours and other accompanying events that all are centered around the well-being theme for Citywide Open Studios this year.
And that's the theme this year, correct?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay. Now, who comes up? This is just like the who comes up with these different themes? Do you guys all sit in like a room and with your unbelievable? Because I know the two of you, like your energy and your and do you say, all right, this year it's going to be wellness or joy or how do you come about that? 'Cause that's massive.
I won't take credit for the theme, but art that's from Art Space, and I have to say they really have so much deep interaction with artists on a regular basis that they're kind of sensing what's in the air. And I think the executive director Helen Cowder and Sarah Fritchie, the curator there, kind of sense the need to focus on ways that we care for each other in what can be a very long-term struggle, and the idea of well-being, including different aspects of healthcare, which is such an important part of the New Haven environment, but also broadening that wide open.
Exactly. And I think that that's so it's just appropriate for this year, you know, just like the well-being, the health of the city, the health of art, the people that live here in the city. And so I think you'll be tapping into a different modes of people that will actually be here to enjoy Art Space in October. But like you said, before you even get there, there's registration process. So we're trying to get all these artists, if you are out there, actually, our phone lines are open, 203-684-8907. So if you're watching this broadcast, please call us. As a matter of fact, call us. We're going to be taking your calls all hour. If you are an artist, want to know how to get your work in, how to submit it, or just questions for Eleanor or Randy, please call us again, 203-684-8907. We are Facebook Live. So you have until September 21st.
September 1st.
Oh, September 1st. Oh,
September
we are.
1st.
So we're right around the corner.
Less than 2 weeks.
I don't know where I saw that too.
There's a lot of dates floating around. So let me just walk through.
September 1st. Yes, let's do this. The registration window.
September 1st is the registration window closing. So artists need to register before September 1st. So what are they registering for? Every artist who participates submits one piece of art that goes to the opening reception. And the opening reception is at Art Space at 50 Orange Street, which will be floor to ceiling art, one piece from everyone.
So one piece.
That
submission.
is the kickoff, the opening reception, which is October 5th. Then that weekend, that's a Friday. So then that weekend, Erector Square opens their doors. So we have artist studios. We also have a lot of wellness studios and health studios of different kinds, dance studios, yoga studios at Erector Square. And those businesses are going to be encouraged to open their doors too this year alongside artists in keeping with that theme. And we have had some some great response to that. And you'll be seeing that on the campus of Erector Square. But that's the 6th and 7th of October. The following weekend are the studios that Randy mentioned, the 13th being focused on Westville and the 14th being focused, quote unquote, elsewhere, including downtown, East Rock, Hamden, West Haven, pockets all
just
around.
all over popping up. Yeah, and it says as a Westville artist, per se, I get excited for the openings because I just see the life that can come from when you open your doors.
And we have some new infrastructure this year with the bike share program, so people can hop on a bike much more easily than they've been able to in the past.
Exactly, and head on down.
We're going to recommend some routes, some kind of clusters, or the kind of park once suggestions for seeing a lot within a short period of time. And it's exciting to see, the dots form on the map as artists sign up. So if you have a studio, that would be what to sign up for. It's
okay. So any studios that want to be involved.
Right. If you have a studio that's not at Erector Square, come to Private Studio Weekend. And then we have a weekend of installations and getting ready, special events for the culminating weekend, which is the Alternative Space Weekend. The last weekend in October, the 26th, 27th, and 28th, will be at the Yale's West Campus this year.
Oh, wow.
People may be used to seeing it at the Armory, and it may be back there again in the future, but the alternative space is truly alternative, and we're going to be at Yale West. So with the tie-in of the Yale School of Nursing and the different healthcare tenants and clinical researchers that are out there, it'll pull the theme in a different way. Some commissioned artists are exploring the history of the building, with Bayer Pharmaceuticals having been there in the past, and kind of deconstructing the space in all kinds of different ways around the theme of wellness. So it's going to be an exciting time.
I can't wait. So it's an entire month.
Almost an entire month.
It's almost an entire month. And then the lead up to it, I mean, because like you said, you're taking submissions, up until September 1st. And then you've got the entire month of September to plan, project.
Right. So artists will be making sure they get, because everyone will have a piece down at Art Space. They'll be making sure they drop off their work so that we can prepare for installation leading up to the actual launch of the event.
They'll be talking to each other, because some artists want to have their studios next to each other. And, we will be
placing people, figuring out where people will be on the map, finishing up the print directory so people know where to find people.
Right.
And then, like we said, there's events that might be surrounding the different weekends that complement the actual theme.
The theme. Yes. Now, do you have any artists that are like 21 years strong? Like here, do you have anyone that has had their art submitted for like the last 10, 15? Do you have any like
consistently participated over those?
Yeah. Do you have any like artists that have been grandfathered in, like that are just every year you see their work? And
we do. There's some real veterans for Citywide Open Studios, mostly at Erector Square, a few private studios. And that's been on my mind, too, to really honor those folks this year.
Okay. Yeah. Because like I said, in this whole, area of artists, and you see people, and time flies. But it's wonderful to see people that have been doing the same thing, and they keep at it. But they're just so good at what they do. And you see some of their work, that spans out, farther than Connecticut.
And you see their work develop. You see the same quality of line take on so many new dimensions. Daniel Eugene, for instance, just published a book of his photographs, the future history of New Haven.
I saw that. Yep. Shout out to Daniel. We have Quajo, who has traveled,
He's in Ecuador at the moment, but he'll come back and show.
Good. Yes. Quajo, make sure you come back. So it's artists like that where, you've seen the progression, which is beautiful. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. Don't forget, we are live on Facebook, the Talk Sip, 203-684-8907 or 203-782-7356. We are talking Citywide Open Studios today with Eleanor and Randy. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Talk Sip. I'm your host, Alisa Bowens-Mercado. Don't forget, each week, join me here on 103.5 FM. Don't forget, we broadcast live from downtown New Haven. We are streaming live on TuneIn Radio and also YouTube and newhavenindependent.org. So you can find us, folks. We are also streaming Facebook Live, or just go to facebooklive.com, /New Haven Independent, or you can look us up on Facebook. Again, I am so happy to be joined by two very good friends and two women that have been making wonderful, great, just strides and progress in keeping our communities informed, educated through their art, through their co-spacing. And so thank you, ladies. It's always good to be surrounded by just that energy. So Eleanor, Randy, actually want to bring this question to you. If there's someone out there, okay, and we hope, like, again, if you're listening, if you're out there and you're saying, okay, I'm an artist, a new artist, just kind of like just started out, you've got a couple of, paintings, or you've got your work, and you're on the fence, you're going, well, should I, even, be involved in open studios? What would you say to someone that is having second thoughts, or, about doing something like that?
So the first thing I would say is definitely submit your application, and to say that we are all here to support you. It can seem like a pretty intimidating process, but that's why Eleanor and myself are here, as well as other people at ArtSpace, to guide you through the process and make this as easy as possible. But the other thing I would say is that it's a great opportunity to connect with other artists, as well as get more exposure for your work. So, some of the artists that I've talked to that have kind of been like, I'm not sure if my stuff fits, or, if that's the kind, it's about, as Eleanor said, it's a very democratic process and all are welcomed.
Okay.
So we are welcoming everyone who can fit within the theme, which is a very broad theme. So it's not
I was
a very
going to say
theme at all. Who can put some artwork, who has a piece that they can bring down to ArtSpace for the opening showcase, and is interested in either being at a private studio or being out on Yale West Campus, they should definitely reach out to us. Our email addresses are actually on the website. So
and we'll share those. We can share those now.
Yes.
And we can actually share those later. So if you're out there and you're listening and you have a piece that you would like to submit, or you're a new artist,
right?
By all means, you have to take that leap of faith. You got to step out there. And this is a great direction.
You can totally reach out to us prior to filling out your application form if you have any questions. We'll answer them. And we can also give you a phone call just to actually walk you through the process. If you're new and you need some more support, I will actually be holding office hours at our ArtSpace on Fridays from 3 to 6 p.m.
Very nice.
ArtSpace is at 50 Orange Street. So you can come down from 3 to 6 p.m. if you like to talk in person and talk through the process and actually, walk through the process of registration. We do require, after you register and you submit payment for whichever weekend that you're interested in, that we want you to upload a brief profile and a picture of your work, so that we can get you in the artist directly fairly quickly.
Yeah.
The other thing I would mention is that there's going to be curators available throughout the month. And so it will be a great opportunity to get some broader exposure for your work as well. So, and we have really been intentional about making this accessible to everyone in New Haven.
Yeah.
Yes. New Haven, some people think certain events or certain types of events are for a certain part of New Haven. This is one of the events that's really about the entire community.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure, right, exactly, diverse. And we want to make sure that everyone sees that they can be a part of it.
And just to add, it's not an application in the sense that somebody's going to be looking at it and putting a thumbs up or thumbs down. It's really just about gathering your information and having you want to do it, and you're in.
Yeah.
Right. And if you are still working on artwork that you hope to have completed by October, you can submit a photo from some other artwork.
Okay.
Just to give a representative sample of what you do. So
this is great. This is just exposure. This is like kind of like your introduction to the city.
And and standing
and it's
together.
artists. Exactly. Because you know what I always find when there's events like this, you can pull off of, like you said earlier, veteran artists who were at some point where the new artists are. And so I think it's completely educational if there's someone that's brand new out there. That's your chance to come in and really feed your mind and your brain with that, people that have that are out there that have that experience. So I think this is a perfect opportunity.
You can talk about your work with people from all different backgrounds and levels of experience with the art, and that's a great professional skill in itself.
Exactly. Especially as artists, they tend to just thoughts process just kind of like just go to totally different places. So that's so now the Kim, we're going to talk about
the commissions.
What is that all about? Because I know that there's a project
well, in regards to the theme, people who register may not address the theme in any way, and they're still welcome to be part of Citywide Open Studios. But to keep a kind of a through line about well-being present in what people see, ArtSpace has commissioned about 11 projects to take a little more time installing and have some extra intensity to their interaction with the public. So those are going to be focused on different aspects of healthcare, ranging from recording music with recovering addicts to artwork to raise awareness about breast cancer, to support for gay youth. I mean, the range spans. And there's some things that if someone wants to get involved right now, Rachel Burnson, for instance, is doing a project called it's a choir, and she's pulling together a choir of healthcare professionals from caregiving, research, any aspect, insurance brokers even, who have any kind of touch into the healthcare world, and bringing them together. So if anyone's interested, they're going to rehearse over 6 to 8 weeks and then use some formal improvisational structures. She's really good at pulling that material together out of people, but it will have some improvisation as well, and just be a really, really fun project to look at what people do in a whole new way. And they should email Rachel Burnson, which is E-L and E-N at the end of those names, Rachel Burnson at gmail.com if anyone's interested. And there is a stipend. We know that people have to take off work sometimes and be part of this. And so we want to help make that happen.
That's amazing. So it's like healthcare workers, from all, very diverse backgrounds, but just really being formulated through the art, which I think is amazing. I just know the whole entire theme this year for wellness is very, is well needed. And anytime you can pair that up with something like art that's kind of like a release with well-being and healthcare, then you're right on the mark. Are you finding that a lot of people are breaking down like that barrier of like things? Some people just think art. Okay, it's just art, but it's like, where does it come from? Where does it derive from? Where does an artist get their inspiration?
Well, an inspiration, the root of it means breath, right?
Yeah.
So there's a direct connection to the body and what keeps us alive.
Yeah, and the wholeness and the wellness of breathing through art.
Our life science departments in the area colleges and universities are exploring the creative process too. Dr. Yvonne Tirado teaches a course on the health benefits of the creative process. That's a brand new course at Quinnipiac University in their life science department. So he's going to be writing an essay for our festival guide, and we're going to have that in English and Spanish.
Very nice. Good. Bilingual. That's great. Bringing, like you said, all artists are welcome. All artists are welcome. We want to jump back to the days leading up to the open studios. So now it's New Haven. Can you kind of give us like I know we're going to do Erector Square, say a little bit of Westville. Now, are you finding are artists from just the area able to submit? Like, what's the criteria? Are you getting artists from the Shoreline or from Hamden or Stamford, or is this a citywide, statewide, or are we trying to keep this local?
Any artist in Connecticut.
Okay,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
all right, so folks, let's repeat that. And I know that you've done it every year, but some people think it's just citywide, so it's not exclusive to the Elm City. This is it's an open.
Yes.
So it's going to draw
Open to artists in Connecticut.
and Connecticut.
Held in this area.
Held in the good old Elm City. Okay, so artists in the
'Cause
area.
we are the creative capital.
Yes. I would have to agree.
So Shoreline folks are signing up and taking out rooms at the alternative space at Yale West. But there's a very strong core within the city and in the inner ring suburbs of East Haven, West Haven, and Hamden.
Okay.
So you'll be seeing all of that.
Good. Yes, we want artists to sign up. We're going to take a short break and we're going to come back and maybe some displays from 2017 that were kind of, one of the highlights of your open studios. If we can kind of get an insight of what maybe to expect from these artists. Folks, don't touch that dial. 203-80. Now I'm getting ready to give you my cell phone number. 203-684-8907. That's better. I don't mind if you call me, but I just, we'll keep it right here for the 1 hour on the talk sip. All right, we'll be right back.
I'll call you.
and welcome back to the Talk Sip. Each and every Thursday, join me here at 1 p.m. as we talk arts, culture, music, the Elm City, and much, much more. I just want to let you know that Jazz Haven presents Jazz Week August 17th through the 25th. So that's starting tomorrow. And there's a whole list of great jazz here in the city. So check it out. Starting, like I said, Dr. Eddie Henderson's quartet will be at Lyric Hall. We have, and that's tomorrow. And also tomorrow from 7 to 10, Phil E. Brown Trio, Andy's Cajun Creole and American Restaurant. Then Saturday, the 18th, Jazz Jam, Cafe 9. Also on the 8th, Cave Vin, Nick Demaria. Monday, August 20th, we have the Morris Trent Duo at Anchor. Monday, August the 20th, we have Ron Lawrence at Chode's Place. Tuesday, August 21st, we have the Jonathan Barber Trio at Three Sheets. Wednesday, August the 22nd, Hawkins Jazz Collective at the Owl Shop. Thursday, the 23rd, Jazz Haven Fusion Night at Stella Blues. And also on Thursday, we have Rick Cunningham Duo Harvest presented by Blue Plate Radio. And then Thursday, the 23rd, Joe Morris and the NHIC at the State House. And Kelly Green with special guest George Coleman, Cafe 9, Jazz Jam again at Cafe 9, and Herb Wilson to end it on Saturday, August 25th at Cave Ven. So for more information, jazzhaven.org for you jazz nuts heads out there. Go check it out. So my friends from Citywide Open Studios, we are so excited to have you here to talk about this amazing event that goes on in the city of New Haven, but it's open to all artists for the last 21 years. So Eleanor and Randy are here to let you know about all of the wonderful festivities. But again, don't forget CWOS, correct, .org is there's a ton of information on there.
That's the portal for visitors and artists and volunteers.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, perfect. And during the break, we were saying that there's there's places, there's some libraries that have participated in the past.
Yeah, we're working on trying to figure out ways to get them participating this year as well. With the library schedule, it's a little difficult, but the whole weekend, the whole month is not just about the different weekends. It's also about activities leading up to and supporting activities that are happening around that weekend as well. So last year there was something at the school, which was a kids activity. There's yoga, there's the bike tour. There will be a whole host of activities that will lead up to the weekends or also to happen during the weekends as well.
Awesome. Speaking of kids, what's the age limit on this?
Artists 18 and up.
Okay, 18 and up.
Yes.
All right.
18 and up and from anywhere in Connecticut can participate, but it's a very family-friendly event. My kids have been coming for years, and really it's one of the reasons why New Haven is such a great place to raise kids.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because I know the Westville area is like just a lot. There's just, I didn't know there was that many kids in the area. And that's amazing that you have those activities.
And last year, Westville really came into its own with that dedicated weekend.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
This year it will have the focus as well on the 13th. Now, that's the day that we're promoting events there, but a lot of the things going on in Westville will be open all weekend.
Right. Absolutely. Have you ever thought about doing a citywide open for kids under? I know I'm giving you like more
additional staff, additional venues. The possibilities are endless. But there are art students in the area who come and then wait and get really excited when it's their first year of being able to do it.
Awesome.
So,
That's good. Well, that's better because then it's the lead up, and then they can work on their art and
and they have the opportunity to talk to artists and ask them questions that will actually help them get their work prepared for when they're ready
when they turn 18
to participate. Absolutely.
And art educators participate. The visual artist who teaches at Betsy Ross Arts Magnet School, the middle school level, is a printmaker in her own right, and she's showing. Mrs.
wow.
Galante, hello if you're listening. And so it's a chance for kids to come and see their teachers' art as
Wow.
professional artists. And so that's wonderful as well.
That's amazing. And we were talking during the break about the past themes and
Last year's, they were right on it. It was fract and fiction. So it was exploring that whole line between what's real and what's not. Artists are ahead of the curve. Just one more reason to prove it.
That's right. Exactly. And so what now? So opening is on October 5th.
Right.
But like I said, there's a lot that has to be done prior to October 5th. It's not like you have to, and October 4th, you hand in your, submission, and we as artists, we want to make sure that they are highlighted properly. So that's why this starts like now.
Decide and get your registration in by September 1st. Because after September 1st, that's when curators start looking at the list. That's when we start putting the guide together. And that's when, everything kind of closes up as far as new people being able to get involved as artists. So artists need to decide,
miss that window
in the next 2 weeks if they're doing it or not, and get that registration in.
And just want to reinforce, even if you don't have the work that you want to show created yet, still register. Because you won't be able to register
sort of after that.
Yeah,
right.
after
So just
September
get
1st.
something in,
Yes.
Name, contact information is going to be important.
Right.
Very important.
And which weekend you want to participate.
Awesome. Yeah.
And then after that, we have our volunteer orientation on the 30th.
Oh, yes. Volunteers. What do our volunteers do? If someone's listening, and it's this city, people really, when we have events here, there's so many people that volunteer. I've had candid conversations where they say, you know what, we volunteer because we get something out of everything that goes on, all the events that happen in the city. There's something that they draw from. So if there's someone that's interested in volunteering, just let them know what would their role be in Citywide Open Studios this year.
So we have a lot of roles, so you don't have to choose one. I mean, you can choose more than one. So there's all of the activities actually leading up to the 3 weekends, and then there's stuff to do during those weekends. So things that lead up to the weekend is really being available for the artist drop off, helping to actually put everything up at Art Space at 50 Orange Street for the opening and reception. That's going to start on October 5th. So there will be a need for people to help with the actual quote unquote install of that work. As well as, so after that, each of the weekends, we will need people sort of on staff helping with finding answering questions for attendees, helping with the artists getting set up. We also have to set up for the West Campus weekend.
Right. So, yeah. So kind of like a guide, like a art guide.
Yes.
Like an art tour guide.
Yep. Yes. Basically. And help with the Rector Square weekend as well. It's a big place with a lot of artists, a lot of things going on that weekend. So we'll need a bunch of volunteers to help guide people, to actually just be a support for that weekend in terms of getting things set up. If the artist is needing anything, helping with that.
So there's a lot to do. So folks volunteer.
Yeah.
Is there a direct line, or should volunteers contact, just your Citywide Open Studios directly?
There's a whole list of dates on that website, cwos.org, and there will very shortly be a form that people can fill out. If you have office skills, that's needed, because when artists check off, when they drop off their work, we need to check them off and get them fully processed. If people are more handy and want to do something more physical, we'll get them up on a ladder.
We got that too.
Getting the gallery ready.
So there's work to be done.
If you're social, you can meet and greet and guide around the buildings. I'd say the work falls into mostly those 3 activities: office, physical, and then the meet and greet. But there's a lot of overlap. And just as Randy said, we welcome anyone.
So volunteers.
Yes. You mentioned before, what will they get? And so everyone wants to know sort of, yes, I like to help out, but also we want to know what's in it for us. And so it's, first of all, it's being a part of a very significant event that's been 21 years.
Right here
in New Haven. So the opportunity to network and connect with people is huge.
It's endless.
It's huge. We also, the fact that we have a theme each year
Wellness.
allows
Mhm.
groups to kind of take on this as a volunteer thing to do something together. Like if you have a meetup, or if you're a part of a sorority, or if you're a part of fraternity,
Yeah,
and
great
yeah,
opportunity.
this is a great opportunity to do something collectively with that group of people that ties into our theme. But and just the diversity of art, like Eleanor talked about, the performance based piece that's going to
Mhm.
happen, being able
Mhm.
to see that, and it may invigorate you if
As
you're
a
a art aspiring artist or a creative, may give you some ideas for ways that you can engage with CWOS in the future. But we
exactly.
will have a volunteer appreciation dinner for those that actually do volunteer. So there's a volunteer appreciation dinner, and we're
Mm.
exploring trying to incorporate some other giveaways or raffles into the experience as well. But it is definitely a great way to just be a part of something that encompasses the entire community in New Haven,
Exactly.
and build
Exactly.
community in New Haven, as well as network and connect with others.
Yeah,
So,
and I mean the networking aspect
mhm.
of this is just it's priceless.
Yeah,
So it's just like in even folks that maybe even if you're interested in
hmm
getting into the art world,
absolutely.
that this might be your perfect
Yes.
opportunity
And just to
to be
know what,
around
and
it.
if you're looking at doing, operating in a role like Eleanor and myself, you'd actually
Mm.
get to see what
The-
goes into,
We'll
the
show
end
you what it's
product,
like.
right? Yeah, like what goes into the end product. We attend a lot
Yeah,
of different things, but what
yeah, it's
happens
a lot of
behind the
work.
scenes for that to actually happen? What is all the moving parts that you have to coordinate, the people that you have to talk to? A huge part of this is about relationships, and
Yes.
being supportive to people, diverse groups of people. So there's so many other skills, especially if you're
Yeah.
a young person. You're like, oh, where do I kind of want to go? What kind of
Right.
skills do I still need to build? For as I'm moving forward. So we're looking for. You don't have to be 18 to volunteer. So you can
Okay.
be under 18 and volunteer. So this could be a good opportunity to just develop some of those relationship building skills, networking skills, customer service
Exactly.
skills, and of course admin skills if you have that as well.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. I salute you ladies for for really keeping art a focus in this community. It's necessary. It's beyond necessary.
And
And
it's
like
one of those things that
yeah,
it transcends generations,
yes.
ethnic backgrounds. We can all come together, and it's so you know, it's one of those things that, when you think of more fields that are more dedicated to more of something around structure, where art is just open to everyone,
Yes.
right? Like
Everyone. Yeah.
It
everyone
doesn't
could
have
be creative and create
Creative.
art, right?
Right. In their own way.
In their own way.
And then the
Absolutely.
people who've been at it and been trained for so long are
Mhm.
just so inspiring.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
art
'Cause you can
doesn't
see
have to
growth.
be about wellness to contribute to well-being.
Right.
That's
It's
right.
Right.
very much part of what makes our community special. And just wanted to reiterate that Rachel Burnson and her collaborators are looking for
Mm.
participants in the Choir for Many and All at Once.
Right.
Anyone involved in healthcare whatsoever does not require performance experience who wants to be part of this piece to be performed at Yale West on October 26th, 27th, and 28th. Can email Rachel Burnson, ELEN, Rachel Burnson at gmail.com.
That's awesome. And it'll almost be like a lights, camera, action
Absolutely.
for those folks. It's like come out of your comfort zone. That's what art is all about. Just, step out of the box and be involved, especially like you said, if you are in the healthcare kind of world, this would be a great opportunity.
And that Friday, the 26th, is going to be for press previews and group tours, including groups from the Yale School of Nursing and other parts of Yale coming through that day.
Mm.
And then the 27th and 28th,
Open to the community.
completely open to the
will be,
public, and it is free.
And it's free.
And there'll
Okay.
be Yale shuttles coming out to West Campus. We should note that. So if
Oh,
you
great.
if you don't want to drive and you want to catch the Yale shuttle, you can actually do that. And they have an actual app that you can download, so you can kind of find out the schedule and find out when it's
Okay.
coming
Mhm.
and where. And Yale also has on their website where you can park for free on the weekend. So if you want to just park your car in New Haven and take the shuttle over, you can do that.
Okay, great. And
Yep.
parking. So, and then that's all listed on the CWOS.org.
Right.
So you can go there and basically get everything and anything that you need for that.
And our email
That weekend.
addresses are there in case you don't find something, or you're having trouble with something, or you have more questions.
Great. And you know what? I always tell artists, if you watch the show, before if you don't call in, but like I said,
Right.
don't miss out on this
Right.
opportunity to be a collective part of something that's been going on for 21 years in this city, and it really is your chance to just kind of get your art and your passion and what you do out so that other people can see. I don't think people realize that what you share can be so meaningful to someone else.
Absolutely.
And I think that's just in life. And I think, you know, especially in these days, we need a little bit more of that. So
Absolutely.
you've hit
There's-
it on the head with this theme this year, because we
Glad
need a
to
lot
hear
of
it.
we need a lot of that.
There really is something therapeutic in standing together and seeing
Yeah.
everyone's creativity really shine. So I can't wait.
Yeah, I cannot wait either. I will be there. I don't know what week or which weekend or what day or what area, but I will actually have my studios open in Westville, so that'll be great. I will be definitely making sure that I participate on that week, so that'll be fun. Again, we're going to tell everybody the rundown. Submissions must be in prior to September 1st. And I
That's
know
right.
it seems a long way away, but it's really not, because we're
Really not.
We just got some fun Westville news from your
Oh.
neighbor the other day that Alex Tsoukalis is going
Strange
to do the
Ways.
Flair Fair
Yes.
that same, tying it in with Citywide Open Studios.
That is going to be amazing. I love my neighbor. Neighborly love at Strange Ways. Shout out to Alex. He is awesome, and I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more about that. But ladies, I really will have to have you back before this is all.
Well, we'll get some of the artists back because they're a
Yeah.
lot more interesting.
Yeah. No, you ladies make it happen, and then you get the artists in here, and then they kind of they give that whole that hindsight of their artistry. So what we'll do is we will have you guys back in August, September. We'll have you back in September. We'll get a couple of the artists. So artists, if you are out there and you're listening, please get your information in so that we can have you involved in Citywide Open Studios, and then also have a little spot here on the Talk Sip so that we can talk about your history, your background, and have you ladies come back and join us. And I think that would be amazing. So artists, don't be shy. You got to get your info in. So September 1st, submissions, and the kickoff October 5th. Now the kickoff again is
At Art Space.
it's going to be at Art Space 50 Orange Street in downtown New Haven, and that's where everyone's submission will be featured, and
A sample from everyone and the festival guide showing how to find everyone's doors to see more of their art.
That's amazing. Amazing. Well, Eleanor Slomba and Randy McKay, thank you so much for joining me today here on the Talk Sip. Alex Wetmore said, hi, Eleanor.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, Alex, and hi, Eddie Martinez. But ladies, thank you again. Keep the energy in this city moving and shaking like you always do. And it's always a pleasure to see the two of you. So, folks, don't forget,
you.
we've got Citywide Open Studios coming in October. Yes, we do. Yes. So artists, get your information in and brush up on those pieces so that we can see what you've got. Folks, that is my time. The hour always goes by so quick. But don't forget to always keep your glass full. Stay positive. Stay focused. Until next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice. That's